Welcome to another bright day in Empyrion Galactic Survival, and the fact it's a nice bright day is quite important for what I want to do in this part. I know if you watched the previous video I said I wanted to go and do something a little bit different, but I was looking around my base here and I noticed that there's a couple of things missing which I need to fix. One of them is solar power, because, well, if I show you guys, my main base is getting a little bit there. I think I'm gonna have to just going to top that up. Actually, it's getting a bit low, so I think I need to boost my power capabilities and put some solar power in. And the other thing I also want to do immediately before I do that is I've realized that I haven't got any water and I've just used up all my power cells. So let's see if I can pick up some power cells supplies. I should have some. Yeah, we've got some power cells here. And I mean, I don't have a shortage of water, but I think it makes the base seem complete if I put a water generator out. And I had a spare one on my ship, so I didn't need to build anything. So we're just going to drop this in here. I think we'll just, of course, the first one you put in always disappears. I think we're just going to put in a top row. I've got plenty of power. As long as the drones keep attacking, I'm going to have a power source. So what I want to do in this part is put out some solar panels. So we're just going to go up here and, oh, I don't think I've built the capacitor first, so I'm just going to have to come in here, and I think we'll just use the advanced constructor, and the quickest, probably the easiest way to find it is to flip to here. Okay, that's it, and I can never find it here when I want it. There we are, solar capacitor. So we're just going to build this. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of resources because it's one of the low-level buildings. You can see here it's just electronics, optical fibre, steel plates and nanotubes. So I'm just going to put that there. And I think what I'm going to do is, oh, I don't need to walk over there, do I? Is we're going to, I think we'll just tuck it in down here like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be any specific place, and if I remember correctly from my previous exploration, I've got a big pile of these solar panels. What do I do that for? Not having, so let me just put all this back. I don't want this clogging up my inventory. We're just going to put these down here. I might need some hardened steel blocks, so I think I'll keep those. And we'll just drop the concrete blocks down there, and the grow blocks, and that gets it back. I've got a dead plant. I don't know why I've got a dead plant, but never mind. Now, when you place solar panels, it's important that you orientate in the relevant direction. So what it's saying is, and of course the morning sun helps a little bit, so what's going to effectively happen is the sun's going to come up here and go over the top of my base. And if I now get the drone up, and the default option you get is these, and I just want to put a couple of these out just to show you guys. In fact, I'm going to put one on each side. What I want to do is just fit it in there. I'm going to put one on this side, and then what I'm going to do is put one on this side. The drones are back again. Now, this is the intuitive way that you would put solar panels out. And you can see here, this one's got really good pickup and detection on this side. You can see it's got maximum green and yellow bars. But if I show you this one, you will see that this has only got 2 yellow bars, and the reason for that is that it's not getting the full effect of the sun, simply because the sun is up there at the moment. And true, you can argue that this will get the full effect of the sun in the later part of the day, but what I actually prefer to do is, if I come here, if we just pick these up, got to get in, some reason with solar panels you've got to get in very close to them to pick them up. What I actually prefer to do is, if we come here, is actually put them down flat I mean, you've got this option where they're slightly raised. I mean, you've got this one here where they're raised and floating. And then you've got these ones where it just fits on nice and neat. And to be honest, I actually prefer to put these down here. And the advantage you will get is that by doing this, it means that I can still use this area for my small ship landing, because these are flat. Let's just get in here. The wing will come out over the top, and I'm hoping that I can get all these panels in nice and flat across the whole width of the base. Never mind. Well, I'll have a look at that in a minute. But you can see now that because these are all flat, these are going to get maximum power throughout the day, and assuming that the sun's going to be shining on them all day long. And you can see that that's got a nice area. And I mean, I could put some more up here actually. I mean, we could put another row here, but I'm right on the extreme range. This doesn't want to. I think this is complaining a bit because I put the. I mean, I could put. I think it doesn't like it because I'm pretty sure I used half blocks up here, didn't I? Yeah. So it doesn't really like fitting there, and that's starting to annoy me. I don't think I'm going to bother up there actually, to be honest, guys. And I think if we come in now, and if we look at the consumption, you can see here that the battery is now charging up, and it takes a little while for the battery rate to charge up, because what you have to do is generate more solar power during the day than what you actually consume. So at the moment it says that I'm getting 101 consumption, 189, so we're currently drawing power from that, but it can be a bit difficult sometimes to work out this relationship, and so don't obsess about it too much. Oh, I should have put that on just in case I get killed. Didn't notice that. And what I tend to do is I put solar panels out for the aesthetic of the base, and I mean, I could put some extra ones down here if I wanted to. Nah, I don't think I need to be honest, guys. I think that's going to fit really well with this area here. The one thing that is annoying me is this bit up here. So I think we're going to need this because this is overhanging. I think, oops, I'm losing contact with my drone. Let me just, this is going to be annoying, so I think what I'm going to do is just move over this way. And of course the advantage with having flat panels is you can walk all over them as well. And I think what I'm going to do here is, yeah, I think what I can do is if I drop and I'll just put a row like that there. Of course it means we're going to have to fit in a corner one here. Always a bit of a pain in the neck, corner ones are. Oops. Sometimes it's easier from above, because you get an idea of maybe that will. Yeah, that should now rotate in like that. And hopefully, will that rotate in there? Like that. No, I don't like that. I'm just going to take that out. I think we can just get away with a square edge there, because that will fit in, because I don't want it to crowd in on this tower here. And I must be looking at the wrong one. Okay. Yeah, I'm still looking at the concrete blocks. Sometimes the game is a bit can get a bit confused over what it's actually looking at. That's better. Yeah, you may think you're looking at the in this case the steel blocks, but the game thought I was still pointing at the bricks below, or the concrete blocks below, not bricks. What am I on about? Nope, don't want that. Just want the colour tool so that we can get this in consistently. We can just sneak this in like that, and we'll just... Oh, I missed these. And I'm just gonna... Obviously I didn't do all the way around there, never mind. And I think that will work. We'll just have another quick look at... So we're gaining some power now as the sun comes over. And I say we may add extra solar panels later on, but I think this is enough to get started. And the other thing I want to show you guys, actually I'll just jump off the roof and just to show you the plant fifth. So if any of you guys watched the previous episode, you see I put a tomato plant here, and that's actually worked. So we could plant this area up as well. I think I'm ready to take a chance. I don't know where my plants are though. Right, I think I need to tidy this area up as well. I think I'm just gonna group this up here, and I think I'm just gonna add this to... Sometimes it just pays to bring things together, so one, you can see what you're doing, and two, it just keeps the whole base neater. No, I nearly said nicer there. So I think we're just going to add this up here like this, because what you can do is, if I get this all grouped up, I mean it's a bit tedious, but it will make sense in a minute, guys. So if I do this and this, and there's a solar panel there, and then what I can do is find the solar panel group and then close it. Actually I need one for fridges as well. I should have just add the armor construct locker too. I think I'm just going to shove that in there. Yeah, I think I'm going to create a new group and I'm going to call it food. And we can add this to food as well. No. Did I add a fridge to it? I mean, you can auto group, but when the problem with auto grouping is that if you've already got groups already created and then you decide to auto group, in fact, if can't see if I can find it. It's here. It gives you this warning straight away. It says current items and groups will be cancelled. So you don't really want to do that. There, a little bit of junk actually. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to have a group called repair, and I'm just going to shove the repair stuff in as well. It's certainly worthwhile doing this, guys. I know it may seem a little bit tedious, but when you get a really big base, if you've got, as I say, large groupings of things like these grow lights, shoving them into groups and then concealing them just makes life a lot easier. It also, there's various features within the base structure. If you want to build a more elaborate base, you can group things together. For example, ordinary lights, if you want to switch lights on and off, if you put them into groups, and then you can actually program them to put them onto switches and things like that, and logic. I must admit, I'm not a big fan of automated switches and things on the bases. I've never really got into it. I think the other thing we're going to do is I'm going to create one more. I'm just going to call it domestic, and what I'm going to do is just shove this in as well. There it is, and we can put all these utilities in as well. And bathroom vanity. Put the table in. You can probably put the med station in as well. And where's domestic? And then we can just close that group down. So you can see here, it just keeps everything pretty tight. We can close that down. So it means that you can see the important stuff like the cargo boxes and constructors and items you're going to use, and then all the rest gets a bit hidden. I mean, strictly speaking, that once you've got your turrets set up, you don't really need the turrets open either. I mean, this pays to keep the food open. You don't really need the repair bay done. And that just reduces that great big long list of things down to items which you can actually see. In fact, I could probably add that to the constructor, I think. Just shove that in to see that from this perspective. Yeah, I think that goes. And I think we can probably name that food. Yeah, I've got food in there. And I've got a little bit of what we call it. So it's vegetables, so we can shove that in there as well. And that's looking pretty good, guys. Now, all I'm going to do now is remember where I put my plants. So I think I might have some plants in here. I definitely know I've got plants in my capital vessel. Weapons and meds. Nope. Small supplies. Nope. I've got power cells, oxygen. God, I've got all sorts of junk in here. I really need a spare grill, bike, water. Probably need to put some water into. I've obviously tidied this area up, so okay. I think I'm going to need to spend some time sorting out my various inventories. I think this can just go into here, and that can go down to there. They can drop that into there for the moment. I don't know why I've got a dead plant in there. Hello, drones. Actually, how many drones are coming in? I need some more supplies, please. It looks like there's only just the one of them coming in. A single lone suicide drone. Come on, let's just see how quickly these turrets take this drone down. Let's see what range. Well, they're not responding that quickly, are they? Right, here they come. I think my capital vessel is probably a bit more efficient than the base. Anyway, let's just check the ammunition on my base as well. Sorry about this, guys. You've got 2,000 odd. Well, the drones come down over there. It's pretty close, and I've got to go to my capital vessel anyway, so I think we'll just... Oops. Let's just offload. Put those solar panels away. I don't need them. I'll just go over this way. I better put my enhanced assault rifle. We don't need this just for the moment. You never know what you might meet out here, so it always pays to go tooled up. And once we get close enough, we should be able to just flip into the drone and pick up this idea. And to be honest, I haven't really explored this area around the base. I mean, there could be some interesting things here. Anyway, now we got some missiles, a few more power cells. That's good. Anyway, let's just get over here, guys. And just going to get in the camper van. I may have to create some plants, but I want to see how many plants I've actually got in my capital vessel, because this is where I'm going to settle down probably for the rest of this series, because I'm hoping that Alpha 9 is going to be pretty close. I mean, they've been very quiet about it in the recent times, and yeah, we got a nice array of plants here. We've got some acuberries, some pumpkins, mushrooms, I certainly want the spices. We could put some wheat in. I'll just grab them all. I can always transfer them. And that's alien sprouts. And I'm just going to pick up a bit of water as well. Yep, I can put the water into this base as well. Although, strictly speaking, I suppose I can just get the water from over there. Never mind. And we're just going to come in here. For some reason, these doors are open. No, obviously the doors don't like it. Right, this is where the fun starts. I think we're going to start with some tomatoes. And we're going to put some of these out. We've got no fiber. Oh, we've got one fiber plant. Okay. And I think we're going to start by keeping the tomatoes there. Fiber plants, I think maybe we will put up here. And what I'm thinking is to put the plants in groups. What is this? Oh, these are going to be... So if we put that group there, and what's this? Pumpkins, acuberries, and blue peppers. And let's just drop the guns again. Alien sprouts. Certainly want spices, because spices is the core of what they call it, canned goods. Sorry, brain faded a little bit there, guys. I think what we're going to do is create an odds and ends section down here, and that can come in there. And I think we're just going to, I mean, you can always move these around. I mean, you don't have to worry too much about there. This is going to be acuberries, isn't it? So I think I'm going to be inclined to put the acuberries down here. And I'm just going to pick these up. It was a bit incongruous that you pick plants with things like this. Eggplants and wheat. I think certainly we'll want the wheat, I think. What's this here? Alien honey. Yeah, we're certainly going to want that. Let's just shove that there. I mean, alien honey and spices are probably quite important for what you could call the core of when you food production, because these seem to be a key ingredient. And the mushrooms can be a little bit useful as well, so I think we'll put mushrooms there. And I think we'll just, yeah, this is going to be the source of our plastic. I might need to expand this a little bit over time. Comes another, some more drones where we can go out. And I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to, this is all going to be quite standard plant protein. So what is this? I'm not sure what this is. Acuberries. What is, I think we'll put some acuberries there. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So what did I put in here then? That's acuberries, that's acuberries, so somehow I put berries there, and that's pumpkins. And what I'm going to do is, I think we're going to put the pumpkins over here, because pumpkins are vegetables and plant protein, so this will be our vegetable and plant protein area. This will be spices and the more exotic items. This is going to be my plastic production. This is going to be the fruit section, and this is going to be fiber. And fiber is, well, fiber's not quite so important, because we can get fiber from wood. And it looks like there's some drones over there. I'm just going to go and loot those drones as well, guys, just to grab some free resources. And it's getting a bit dark now. We've only got a minute before it gets dark, so, and just come in here. I'm just going to power up. Because one of the nice things about the drones attacking from this direction when they come in groups of 3, they all obligingly crash in the same area. I think the reason these get destroyed so far off is they come in quite low, and so the turrets pick them off at a distance. So I'm just going to grab this, give me a bit more power, and just going to grab this. As you can see here, I'm never going to run out of ammunition for my small vessel, because I don't have to even manufacture it, because these guys obligingly deliver supplies on a regular basis. I mean, eventually I will go out and take out the drone base, but then again, as I was saying earlier, I've got to hope that Alpha 9 is on the horizon, and of course as soon as Alpha 9 comes out, even in beta, we will be swapping over to that immediately, guys, because, well, I'm really looking forward to whatever new changes come in. It's probably the polite way of saying it. And what we're going to do is just edge our way in and just have a nice little neat landing, well, neatish landing. I'm just going to jump out and come back to there. And as you can see here, guys, now the sun's setting, the yellow squares have dropped to 1 because the sun is very oblique and there's not much hitting the solar panels. And if I show you in here, we've got 15% battery power. So you can't run exclusively on solar panel, simply because if you get a really cloudy, miserable day, especially if you're on a bit of a hostile planet, the efficiency of the solar panels will drop. So you still need to keep some power in here, but what actually happens is that because the solar panel is supplementing your fuel will go a lot longer, and of course we can always add more solar panels. This is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it interesting, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.